Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. I'm Randi Thompson, sitting in for Sam Shad. Today we're talking with Jenifer Page, president of CASA, Champions of CASA in Las Vegas. Coming up on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Pro Group Management offers workers' comp services to a growing number of industries. As businesses grow and change with the times, the need for a solid workers' comp program must be flexible and up to date. The evolving nature of regulations can make staying ahead of complex tasks challenging. But Pro Group Management simplifies the work so your industry can move forward and succeed. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
Back on Nevada Newsmakers, I'm Randi Thompson, sitting in for Sam Shad, and we are talking today to Jenifer Page, the president of Champions for CASA out of Las Vegas. Hi, Jenifer. Welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. It's the first time you've been on Nevada Newsmakers, I think, so I always love doing an exclusive, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity. This is fantastic.
Well, good. So I'm aware of the Court-Appointed Special Advocate, or CASA. I have a friend that's a CASA person, and she goes to court with kids to help them navigate the system. And the heart-wrenching stories I have heard are just, well, they're heart-wrenching. I guess that was redundant, but it's tough to be a CASA advocate. So first, thank you for doing it. But why don't you kind of explain to folks who might not be aware of what the CASA program is?
Yeah, absolutely. So CASA volunteers are court-appointed special advocates. These are volunteers who advocate for abused and neglected children. And really the goal of it is to make sure that these kids are able to thrive in a safe and permanent home. And so CASA volunteers are appointed by a judge to represent the best interests of abused and neglected children. So our highly trained advocates are responsible for bonding with the kids, spending time with them, getting to know all about their lives, and then making recommendations to the court about the safety and permanence and well-being of the assigned kids.
So how do you become a CASA volunteer?
Yeah, there is a court-run program called CASA Las Vegas. And so what you would do is go through a series of steps. So we have background checks and training and interviewing and a bunch of little hurdles that we get you through. But once you get through all of that, you are sworn in by a judge and able to start advocating and working directly with those kids that you serve.
And are these kids that are primarily in foster care, or is it maybe their parents were taken away? Well, I guess your parents are taken away, you get into foster care. I mean, where do most of the kids come from?
Yeah, absolutely. So these are kids who are all the kids that we represent are living in foster care.
Okay.
And so what that really looks like are kids who are removed from the home, from their biological parents or families because of abuse or neglect. And that abuse or neglect can take the form of, many different forms. It can be, abuse could be physical, emotional, sexual abuse. Neglect could be something like maybe there's no one home to care for the kids, and they're on their own, or there's not food or shelter. They're just not safe in the home that they're in.
And on any given day, how many kids are in the foster care system in Las Vegas?
Oh, it's a big number. We over 3,200.
Wow.
So it's unfortunate. There's
Yeah.
lots of kids here in Southern Nevada.
And in order to become a foster parent, I mean, there's kind of a similar process for that as well, right? A lot of vetting?
That's correct. Yeah. Foster families have to go through a full vetting process, make sure the home itself is safe, as well as, again, background checks, training, those kinds of things. But such an important thing to do.
Yeah. So now you've formed then the Champions for CASA. So what is that organization?
Yeah, Champions for CASA, we were put in place. I'm a CASA volunteer myself. So, and what I learned very quickly is that there's not enough of us to go around. And so Champions for CASA was formed really with the intention to spread the word and make sure that there's awareness within our community about the importance of the work that we do. And so what we do is we do a lot of lunch and learns and speaking engagements and informational sessions to make sure that we get the word out about what these kids are going through and really the importance of having a CASA volunteer in their life. And then what we do, Champions for CASA, goes out, helps get that awareness out there, make sure that the volunteers are out there, and then we hand them off to the Court Las Vegas program, where they're actually manage the kids, the cases, and all the volunteers.
Okay, well, it sounds like a very good program for anybody that wants to get engaged in it. When the kids are in the system, where do they? I mean, they're sent to a foster family. Is that a court-driven process? How does that kind of get done?
It is. So CPS or Child Protective Services would be engaged at the onset, right? So they would go in and investigate and evaluate whether or not the home that they're in is safe. And if it's unfortunately found that it's not, the kids are removed from care. Oftentimes this happens in the middle of the night, certainly not always, but it depends on the situation. And so those kids go into a respite or a temporary home for a couple of days while they find what they call kind of their more permanent situation. But they go into a foster home, living with either a foster family or at Child Haven, which is more of an institutional type environment if a foster home isn't available.
Right, we have that up here, Children's Kids Cottage. Yeah, it's where kids are. It's kind of a temporary place. I imagine these kids can be pretty traumatized. How are CASA volunteers trained to deal with kids that are going through a very bad time?
Yeah. CASA volunteers really so we do go through an extensive training program. There's more than 30 hours of training before becoming a volunteer. But the reality is this, the role of a CASA volunteer is just to represent the best interest. So we take what we call a common sense approach. So it's, we're not psychologists. We don't have to have all that background and training and all of that kind of stuff. But instead, what we do is we treat them like we would our own families, right? If this were your niece or nephew, how would you think they'd need to be treated? And how would you talk to them? And what things do they need in their life?
And what kind of experiences are these kids going through? I mean, what are they looking for from you guys?
Oh, it's so devastating. It really is. So on average, kids living in foster care live in about 5 homes. And so that's every time they're transferred to a new home, right? That's a new set of rules. It's a new set of parents. It's a new set of foods to eat. And, even things like your blankets and the smell of the home, right? So we hear from kids all the time that they really just don't feel settled, that it's a constant change. And in addition to where they're living, that same thing happens to them with their caseworkers, their judges, even their lawyers, right? So child welfare system's a broken system. And unfortunately, because of that, things move around. And so cases get reassigned and kids get shuffled through that. So what happens is the very people who they're supposed to know the best, they really don't know that well at all, right? Because of all the transition in their life. And so the court program actually came up with a CASA position back in the 1970s, really as a way for the community to support these kids. And so again, we go in there as kind of the common sense approach without all that background and skill, just to say this child deserves to have one person in their life who doesn't change. And so that's their CASA volunteer.
And so do you only see the child in the courtroom or do you see the child outside of the courtroom?
No, that's the best part of the role is we actually get to take the kids out in the community and
Okay.
spend time with them and get to know them. So, for example, I work with a couple of kids and I go to they live in two different homes. It's a brother and sister um, who don't even have the opportunity to live together as siblings. And so, what I'll do is go and pick them up from their foster homes, arrange that with the foster families and foster parents, go pick them up and take them out in the community and really give them a chance to kind of explore and bond and then we just get to hang out and that's where I get to build a stronger relationship and a stronger bond with the kids.
And finding a foster family is, I see so many ads up here in Reno, I'm sure in Vegas, always looking for foster families. It's not an easy process, though, is it, for the families to deal with, the emotional support they need to give the kids? It's got to be kind of challenging to a family, too.
It's incredibly challenging and we need good foster families, right? These kids deserve to live in good homes. And there's multiple sets, right? Sometimes you get some of the families who get involved for maybe the wrong reasons. It might be a financial motivation, right? That there is a stipend that you receive in order to become a foster parent. And so we unfortunately do see families that are in it more for that aspect.
Hmm.
And then there are some fantastic, mostly, right? Fantastic families who are out there and loving and caring and just wanting to help these kids. Either way, it's incredibly difficult for the kids. It is difficult on the foster families as well, right? There's no way to kind of sugarcoat that. It definitely is. It takes a lot of patience and caring because these kids do suffer a lot of trauma and abuse, and so with that come behaviors and lots of different challenges.
Oh, I can imagine. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
You're in trouble with the law. It's easy to think you'll lose everything, but there is hope. I'm attorney Orrin Johnson. Your first step is to hire a serious attorney with the experience to successfully navigate the legal system for you.
Sometimes hope means addiction treatment instead of jail, and making sure you're treated fairly.
Sometimes hope means fearless trial attorneys will stand up to the government when they get it wrong. Call or text Orrin Johnson Law.
We'll make a plan.
You'll take back your life.
It's the most wonderful time to win during the $125,000 Holiday Cash Frenzy at Tamarack Casino. Every Saturday, unwrap thousands in cash and free play. Don't miss the grand finale December 27th. We're gifting $20,000 in cash guaranteed. 'Tis the season for good times at Tamarack Casino.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
Back on Nevada Newsmakers, I'm Randi Thompson, sitting in for Sam Shad, and I'm talking with Jenifer Page from the Champions of CASA of Las Vegas. So we talked a little bit about the Champions. So why did you create it? And again, give us a little more explanation of how you help the CASA volunteers be better volunteers.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Randi, my journey started as a CASA volunteer myself, and I saw firsthand the incredible difference that one volunteer can really make in a child's life. But I also saw how many kids were waiting without an advocate. And so I wanted to do more than just serve as that one volunteer for that one child or that one sibling group. And so that's why I founded Champions for CASA, is to recruit more volunteers, retain them with strong support, and then recognize the life-changing work that they're really doing. And so today we are the only organization aligned with the courts through a formal MOU or Memorandum of Understanding. And I'm really proud. We've doubled the number of CASA volunteers serving foster youth here in Southern Nevada in the last couple of years.
Is this kind of something we could look at bringing up to Washoe County or other areas? I mean, it sounds like if it's working, right?
It's definitely working. Washoe County actually has a similar program. So they also have an auxiliary board supporting their court run program that does a fantastic job. We work really closely with them as well.
Oh, that's great to hear. I was not aware of that. That's awesome. So you've also you've opened a Connections Center. What's that?
Yeah, this is the thing that I'm probably the most proud of. So I can tell you, prior to working and founding Champions for CASA, I worked in corporate America, right? And had a really cool career and did a lot of fun, wild, exciting things. And the Champions for CASA Connection Center is the single most thing that I am most proud of in my entire life. We just opened it last week. And what we really did is, so CASA volunteers often had no consistent place to meet with the kids that they advocate for, right? Visits might have taken place in fast food restaurants or court hallways or even parking lots, really settings that aren't private, they aren't safe, and they're really not conducive to building trust with the kids that we work with. And so what we did is we created what we're calling the Champions for CASA Connection Center, which is a home-like environment where volunteers and the kids that they serve can come into the home and really just bond like in a normal family environment. So we've got living rooms and TVs, and we can watch Netflix or play video games together. You know, there's all kinds of board games. There's a full working kitchen where we can prepare food together and teach life skills to these kids, as well as kind of bond and do the normal relationship building. It's letting us and our advocates and our volunteers really take it to the next level and help these kids in a really impactful way.
Well, that sounds like an amazing center. How did that come about? I mean, did you fundraise for it? Is the county paying for it? How did you guys do that?
So we had to do a lot of fundraising. We've lived in a fantastic, Nevada has got to be the most philanthropic place. I'm telling you, I love it here. I think the community comes together in such a great way to support such important missions and whatnot. And so we were able to fundraise to help us, finance the building. And so we don't own the building, we just rent, but we did a full set of renovations. We've had some fantastic community support. Homemade of Southern Nevada and Nevada subcontractors came in and did all kinds of renovations for us. People like Home Depot and Cox came in and, helped us fund some of the rooms. It's really been a fantastic effort.
Oh, that's just wonderful. How was it? But is this a very unique situation? I mean, does any other community have this kind of a place?
They don't have anywhere in the United States. So there's over 900 CASA-related programs across the U.S. And again, to my knowledge, there aren't any others like this. This was something that we created here specific for the Las Vegas community, really to support the volunteers, right? What we find is volunteers, they pay for everything out of their pocket. So not only are they giving their time and doing this heart-wrenching work, but they're also having to spend money to take the kids out to a restaurant or to go roller skating or to do things like that, right? And so this center will be completely free to them and their kids so that they can come in and really have a place to bond and build those relationships.
Well, that's an important point to make. The CASA volunteers aren't paid by the courts. They don't get any kind of stipend for taking care of these kids. So it's pureness of your heart, huh?
Pure heart work, absolutely.
Oh, it's amazing. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to finish this up right after this.
Everyone is talking about opioids, but they're not the only drugs that can be harmful if taken in large quantities or not as prescribed. You also need to be aware of side effects from anxiety drugs, muscle relaxants, sleep aids, and stimulants. Mixing prescription drugs with other drugs or alcohol can be dangerous. If you take an Ambien with a glass of wine, it may be enough to stop you from breathing. Prescribed drugs can be just as dangerous as illegal drugs. Take medications only as directed.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
For 50 years, Nevada Heating has been keeping people comfortable in their homes. At Nevada Heating, call the Do It Right guys and get the heat back on today. Call us today and we'll fix it today. That's the Nevada Heating way. Why freeze for days on end when Nevada Heating can get your furnace fixed today? Call us today and we'll fix it today. at 323-5585 or schedule us on our website at nevadaheating.com.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
This holiday season, say aloha to winning big with the Carson Valley Inn's $250,000 Hawaiian holiday giveaways. Unwrap the fun with $500 Southwest gift cards and mini vacations every Saturday. And $60,000 in grand prize Hawaiian vacations or cash. The islands are calling, only at the Carson Valley Inn.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
Back on Nevada Newsmakers, I'm Randi Thompson, sitting in for Sam Shad, and I'm talking with Jenifer Page from the Champions for CASA of Las Vegas. So we talked a little bit about 3,200 kids in foster care in Las Vegas. What do they need the most? What do those kids need?
Oh, easily.
I mean, in the sense of if I could reach out to the community and say, hey, here's what the foster program needs or what our kids need.
Yeah, they need a court-appointed special advocate by their side. They need that CASA volunteer.
Okay.
Really that person who shows up when no one else does. So just think about the kids themselves. There's scared, innocent child who has no one to count on in this sea of adults who work really hard and try, but can't always provide that consistency for them. But a CASA volunteer can. So honestly, just giving up, 8 or so hours a month to be able to make some phone calls, talk to teachers, talk to therapists and doctors, and just make sure that that child's getting everything that they need, and then showing up with them in person and spending, 2 to 4 hours a month, really just hanging out and bonding and building a relationship with a child. The impact that this has on these kids is tremendous.
Yeah.
So studies show, right, they do better in school, they have a better chance for graduation and just having a better life, not living in jail or being on drugs or, all the things that happen to many of the kids living in foster care once they age out.
And do you go to the courts and advocate for them? What do you do in the courtroom? Because I think a lot of people probably think they need to be a lawyer in order to be a CASA volunteer.
No, that's where it's the common sense approach. So the judges in all of Nevada, so I've spent lots of time in Washoe as well, talking to them, and in Nye County, the judges are all very, very, very supportive of CASA volunteers. So what happens is the Department of Family Services or Clark County Family Services here in Nevada or in Southern Nevada, they have a caseworker who's assigned, right? And that caseworker is the one who's responsible. They take guardianship of the kids. They write a report to the judge making a recommendation. The judge also asks the CASA volunteer to write a report. And that CASA volunteer's report really brings that child to life, right? So it goes beyond what's happened to that child and the statistics and where they live and when they went to the doctor and, where the permanency recommendation is. Instead, they talk about, like my report might say something like, this is Bobby, he's 8 years old. He loves to go fishing and he wants to be an astronaut when he grows up, right? So that when that judge makes that decision in court, they're making a decision based on a person, a child that's been brought to life for them.
Oh, that's pretty amazing. So obviously you need more CASA volunteers, but if somebody doesn't have that time frame, are there things that the champions, can you use other help?
Absolutely. So we are a 501c3, so donations are definitely needed. All donations are tax deductible given that 501c3 designation. And all money received is used to recruit new volunteers, support, recognize, engage volunteers. And if it says Champions for CASA, you can rest assured that the money is going directly to support the kids living in foster care right here in our community through their CASA volunteers.
So I know you have a website, Champions for CASA. We'll make sure and put that up on our website. But how do people apply both for CASA as well as for foster care? I know we've touched on this a little bit, but if somebody really wants to get involved and help, what's the best way for someone to do that?
Yeah, to reach out to here in Southern Nevada, it's Clark County Family Services. Go directly to their website for fostering. Foster families are desperately needed. And then for CASA volunteers, to the CASALasVegas.org would be the website for that. Or they can come through the Champions website as well to get there. But there's a quick little button that says volunteer, and it'll walk you through the process.
So the Champions for CASA.org website, would that also kind of just give people some guidance on what it means to be a CASA volunteer?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's a great resource.
Okay, great. And you said there is one also up in Washoe County too.
There is. That's correct.
Okay, so a
We
CASA
also host a
Alliance.
podcast. Champions does a podcast once a month that's called The Power of One. And it really helps to educate, right? And so we walk through the life cycle of what a child in care goes throughout that. So we've had judges on who talk, we've had Child Protective Services talk about what that looks like. And then we've had foster families that'll come on and talk about what that looks like and what the kids are experiencing. So it's a great resource as well.
Well, Jen, we appreciate your time. We appreciate your passion for taking care of the kids in our community. They are so often the forgotten kids, and you're giving them a chance to get a better life, and that's a wonderful thing. I didn't quite realize how expansive the CASA program is. I just thought you went to court with them. So that's cool that you actually spend time and make a difference in that child's life.
Absolutely.
All right. Well,
thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you so much. Appreciate your work. Appreciate your passion. We'll be right back after this.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to savings, selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance, where 90% of enrollees lower the cost of their monthly premium. Everyone deserves access to quality health coverage, no matter your income or family size. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. A few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
Southwest Specialties has been making the homes and businesses of Nevada beautiful for more than 20 years. Their experienced designers and craftsmen create the walkways, backyards, water features, and a variety of outdoor cooking areas that add curb appeal and value to your investment. Call today or visit them at their website and see how they can make your outdoor spaces special. Southwest Specialties, creative, distinctive, beautiful.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience.
Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Thank you for watching or listening. You can catch us anytime at NevadaNewsmakers.com. Thanks again.